Well, the athletes are gathered on the far side of the track, halfway down the back straight for the women's steeplechase, and what a field this is. It's an event which bursts into life at the first time in league meeting 8 days ago, with Ruth Jabet, the Olympic champion. There she is, being beaten by Hyvin Kieng, who was the Olympic silver medalist, but is the reigning world champion. So quite a bit of needle between these two, both Kenyan born. Jabet here runs for Bahrain. Broke the world record last year, of course, in Paris with a remarkable 8:52. It was fastest ever by well over 6 seconds from Jabet in the Stade de France. And there is Hyvin Kieng, already has nailed the Olympic champion last week. She's the third fastest athlete in history, is the little Kenyan. Took gold in Beijing 2015 with 9:19, a modest time by her standards. But her win last week in Doha was the 6th fastest ever. And there is an amazing young talent, Celestine Cheptik-Chespol, just 18 years old. She smashed the world junior record last week, wait for it, by 15 seconds nearly, when she was 4th in Doha in a time of 9:05. That is probably a world record in terms of breaking a world junior record by a margin. Zhang in there for the home nation. Here's a strong lineup. Zhang, though, is only a 9:28 performer at her best.
On your marks.
The pacemakers, well, they've been asked to go out at 3:05 and 6:10, so 3:05 per kilometre as they get underway. So target time of around 9:15, but who knows what Jabet and Kieng have got up their sleeves. Jabet almost broke 9 minutes last year. He also broke 9 minutes at Prefontaine last year, and then again in Rio, and then a couple of weeks after Rio, smashed, absolutely obliterated the world record of Galkina from Beijing 2008, with that recording, wait for it, of 8:52.
Well, they set out in Doha on that 9:15 schedule, but by the end of the first kilometre, just shy of 3 minutes, which meant they were on 9-minute pace. It dwindled a little bit in the final stage. It took well towards the end of the race, but then it speeded up again, and both Kieng and Jabet really attacked it. I would expect them to really have a good go here. Jabet didn't like being beaten, that's absolutely clear. She looked good, and it looked as though Kieng had been dropped, but it wasn't so, and Kieng just dug in and really attacked all the way there. She's looking very relaxed. Look at Jabet on her shoulder there. And the two pacemakers in the front, well, they've got a decent job to do. And we'll see what sort of time we get for the first kilometre on this.
Well, Kieng, despite being world champion, the winner in Doha last week, in 9 minutes and 12 100ths of a second, has never broken 9 minutes. Tonight will be the night. The water jump there from one of the athletes, languishing in the wake of these leading Africans who look very comfortable there, although they are bunching just tucked in behind them in the green shorts in about 8th places. Stephanie Garcia of the USA, 9th in the World Championships in 2015. Garcia, good athlete, the 29-year-old, set her personal best, by the way, and that's a world record race in Paris last year. She finished 8th in that, although virtually the length of the straight behind but
my goodness me.
Well, they come through below us with 5 laps to run, and 3:07 for the first kilometre, so very close to the 3:05 requested. 3:07.09. Jabet in the pink, the world record holder and Olympic champion, tucked in 2nd place. And in 3rd now is Kieng, the world champion, as they head into the back straight with what, about just over 4.5 laps to run. Now they're beginning to stretch out, and I wonder whether or not Jabet, as tucked in behind Tweegong, has had a word, because there's been a distinct acceleration the last half lap or so.
Yeah, there would need to be. They were around about 9:07, just inside 9:10 pace, a good deal slower than before. We'll see. And what we saw in Doha was a speeding up, that's for sure.
Well, I think the first kilometre was 3:07. They're on the outside 9:20 tempo. That's why.
Yeah, it is. Yes, it is. Much slower.
Jabet has accelerated, and that really has stretched them out. They were together a lap ago. Most of this field were in contact with each other. Now Jabet has encouraged this surge, I think, by Tweegong. Kieng looks a little reluctant to cover this surge. She's in 3rd place at the moment, so they come through with 4 laps to run, I should say. But there's going to be a huge differential between that first kilometre of 3:07 and this second kilometre, which I'm sure will be way inside 3 minutes. And that's the way she ran her world record. She's quite amazing. When she ran in Rio, she ran 3:05 first kilometre and then a 2:54 second kilometre. There was over 10 seconds difference. Just checking her world record. Actually, that was more sensible pacing. It was a 2:56 followed by a 2:57 and then a 2:58 final kilometre in Paris for that world record. Really, really consistent pace. And she smashed the world mark, but she's getting away, Stu.
Yes, she is, and Kieng has got, about 10 metres or so to make up. But remember, in Doha, she was well down and had a very, very good finish indeed. So we'll see what happens in the final stages here. But this is a very, very different race indeed. A different in tenor, in pacing. Very, very different indeed.
Well, she's moving up to the shoulder of the pacemaker now as they come through with 3 laps to go. Still Kieng, the world champion, in 3rd place. In 2nd place now as the pacemaker steps aside. And in 3rd and 4th is Geruto.
The other semi, but my goodness me.
Well, that second kilometre was around 2:58. They went through 2K, or she went through 2K, I should say, the Olympic champion Jebet in 6:05.2. She's torn them asunder because the gap now back to that trio chasing with Kieng, the world champion, just in the lead of that little 3 to left of picture. The gap's probably 30 metres. She goes through with 2 laps to run and marching on a merry way. Quite a stuttering there before that barrier. They've never been the best of hurdlers, the Kenyans. Even on the men's side, sometimes I look at their hurdling and I wince. But frankly, when you think they're probably spending less than 1% of their time over the barriers, it's how well you can run in between and withstand the discomfort of the constant pressure of having to hurdle again and again. How well can you maintain your flat running tempo between the barriers? Jebet doesn't look stressed. Little glance up at the big screen there to see what's going on behind her. Climbed a little high over that one. But behind is that chess ball, I think, in 2nd place with Kieng tucked in behind her. The gap, if anything, has closed by 3 or 4 metres, back to the chasing pair as it is now, as she comes into the straight for the penultimate time. The Olympic champion, the world record holder, is going to run fast here. Fabulously quick second kilometre. I got it at around 2:58. Remember 3:07 and then 6:05 at 2K. Here's the bell this time. She goes through in 7:54 and a half, there or thereabouts. I'm not sure we'll see a sub-9 tonight, but we will certainly see, barring disaster, a big, big win from the Olympic champion.
Yes, indeed. I think certainly that last kilometre helped enormously to bring her back into some sort of respectability, and I guess she will speed up. It's around about 9:06 in that last when she went through the bell. So, and she is really putting the pedal down the back straight. Chespol, the world junior champion, world junior record holder, incidentally, 9:05 she ran in that race. Just to underline that fact. But what a finish!
Well, the gap is closing as that battle unwinds in for 2nd and 3rd, bottom right of your picture. But Jebet has rallied, negotiates the water jump for the final time, into the home straight now in that pink strip. And Kieng, the world champion, is having a battle royal against an 18-year-old, can you believe, in the lighter blue vest left of picture. Kieng hits the front of that pair, but they're 25 metres down on this athlete. Watch the clock, it's going to be just outside 9 minutes. A very, very strong, totally dominant run from the world record holder Ruth Jebet to win in 9:04.79. It is a new meeting record. Kieng just nabbed 2nd ahead of Chespol, the youngster. Another great clocking from the 18-year-old Celestine Cheptik-Chespol. She might be the future of this event. She was indeed, as Stuart said, the world junior champion last year. And Geruto having a battle to hang on to 4th place. I'm not sure she's going to make it. A dip finish there for 4th and 5th places. But Ruth Jebet, well, only 3rd in Doha last week. She didn't take any chances tonight, although it was slightly slower than her placing in Qatar. That was a very, very strong run, and the order of the Olympic Games last year has been reinstated. She worked for that. Really good, solid run out with that big acceleration that just took its toll on the world champion Ivan Kieng.
Tim, if I could just interject there, because we were watching a very, very good long jump just prior to this, or in the middle of this, and my youngest distance was 8 meters and 48, just to update you on that very first round, the South African.
Well, here's that race dominated by the East Africans, of course. Ruth Jabet running for Bahrain, of course, former Kenyan, coming home to a comfortable victory, a meeting record time, 9:04.78 from Ivan Kieng, who was almost exactly 2 seconds down, able to ease off before the tape. And third place last week, 8 days ago. And Doha replaced by a win this evening. Chess ball, the youngster, 9:07, just a couple of seconds outside her world junior record from last week. Nora Jaruto did take fourth place, 9:15, with a personal best. And Purity Kirui making it for a Kenyan-born athlete, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Kirui in fifth with 9:24, a season's best. A lovely smile there from Ruth Jabet. And there it is, official confirmation of the meeting record for Jabet, 9:04.78 for the Bahraini. Kieng, Chesbol, Jaruta and Kirui ensuring that